Today I'm going to talk about the E-Flite air tractor 1.5 meter wingspan RC airplane. It's a really interesting looking plane. So let's go to a flight first, and then let's talk some more about this interesting bird later.
Throttle cut off.
Time to get the E-Flite air tractor up in the air. Let's get it rolling on this rough grass. So the noise in the background is actually a construction site, so that's why they're actually unloading something. This yellow paint on the air tractor is really makes it visible, and as all RC airplanes, when they are yellow, it's one of the best colors to actually have on an RC airplane. This flight is on a 3S 2200 milliamp battery. This plane can actually take anything from 2200 to 3200, either in 3S or 4S. Even on 3S, this is a really speedy and able RC airplane. And I've replaced the stock speed controller, so there's an Avian 45 amp EC inside, just to give me full telemetry from the airplane to my TX. As with most E-Flite RC airplanes, this one is really well controlled, so they're just as is out of the box. I haven't made any adjustments for the control surfaces, but everything just works. It's not over control, not under control, which is a really nice feature. So tight turns and make quick decisions when flying. Works great on this air tractor. It's a really well behaved RC airplane. Even point rolls are really easy to achieve. Some RC airplanes, they don't want to do point rolls really nice. This one is really good in that department. So there's a bit of wind today, nothing to be concerned about. But it comes and goes, so it's a little bit gusty. I would say that how this one flies, there are really no surprises. It's a 1.5 meter wingspan RC airplane, so it will not be, the super snappiest RC airplane, because there is some sort of little bit of resistance when you get a wider wingspan. But overall, it just flies great, this air tractor. I think it looks really nice also when it flies. Although the design of the air tractor is not the most beautiful RC airplane I have, I really think that this one looks great when it flies. So landing flaps are deployed, and as you can see, it does slow down nice. It's not like the Mall or like the Valiant, which flies really slow, but it's okay. It's a very nice flyby. Look at the design of the air tractor. So timer is almost up. Yeah, the final turn, just let it drop. And you have to have some speed for this one to land in a good way. So it's
Throttle cut off.
on the ground again. I really enjoy to fly this air tractor. It's well behaved, looks great in the air. I love the yellow paint job. It's just a great flying RC airplane. I really like this air tractor from E-Flite. It flies really great, and it's agile, and I have a lot of fun when I fly it. And it's also quite easy to assemble the main wings. They have a quick connector, so you have to put in the wings bar and just slide it in, and 2 screws to secure each wing half. The rear stabilizer has this kind of a quick click system which clicks into place. And the struts, they're held by a tiny screw, which could have been made better, I think, to have some sort of quick release also. And then we have the tail wheel assembly, which I couldn't find any information in the manual how to put this one together. So I don't know if they had an old manual or something, but I figured out. And then you have the main landing gears, which are held by 2 screws. And of course you have to attach the spinner and the prop. So everything really worked nice. I did replace the stock speed controller. So inside this one I actually have an Avian 45 amp to have the full telemetry and make use of the telemetry sent to my TX. Because this one does feature an AR637TA receiver, which does feature these smart things. So it's a limited version of the AR637T. So forward programming, you can unlock it to actually, by firmware, to actually go into making some adjustments, but it's not as featured as the AR637T when it comes to forward programming. And I've flown this on 3200 and 2200 3S and 2200 4S batteries. And I put the batteries almost all the way forward and just held by this Velcro strap. And then it's balanced and nice, so it's a good thing really. And this actually the cover for this one just slides in, and you use this front part to open and close it. So I think it's this is also featured on the real air tractor. So far I've made really good flights. I know that some users have problem with the landing gears, they bend, and sure enough on some of my first flights I did actually have kind of a bad landing and they did get bent. But once I learned how to actually make a good approach, I haven't had any problems. But I think these foam ties, they are stiff, so this one will bounce on harder surfaces. So I think this is much better suited for grass operations really. A problem I had was actually to make a good setting for the elevator mix on the flaps, because I think the manual says something like 2 for half flaps and around 10 for full flaps. But when I did the recommendation from the manual, I did actually have too much nose dipping. So I ended up having -2 for the half flap and around -12 for the full flaps. And it's not perfect, but it's good enough. So I have to do some experimenting in the future also. But overall, I think it's an interesting RC airplane because it doesn't look like every other RC airplane really, and it flies super nice. So that's just my thoughts about this one. So let's finish this video with just looking at a 4S flight where it's a little bit more agile.
Throttle cut off.
Once more, the air tractor on 4S this time. Takeoff from rough grass is a little bit difficult just to avoid the nose over, so I took it easy. But this will be a 4S flight, so I'm going to push this air tractor.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
If I would compare 3S flight and 4S flight on this air tractor, I would say that the 4S flight gives it a little bit more edge in performance. So a little bit more speed, more agility. I think it's fine on 3S, but it's a little bit more fun on the 4S.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
So this is 100% throttle. I think it's a speedy one on 4S. So it's a cool sound from the air tractor when you fly by on 4S full speed. My style of flying is to just go with the flow, make nice sweeping turns,
Time remaining 3 minutes.
roll when I like. So I usually have no plan or any pattern I fly, just go with the flow, what I feel is appropriate at the moment. And I'm trying to make closer flybys to have a very good look from this air tractor, and then they have the ESC alarm. So it's time to slow down, deploy
Takeoff
flaps. So first off, takeoff flaps, and then landing flaps.
Landing flaps.
So it does slow down.
1 minute.
Nice. It's not the slowest RC airplane I have, but it does help to make better landings, and the wheels are kind of stiff, so this air tractor has a tendency to bounce. But I think on the grass you will be just fine with even a slight bit of bouncing. The grass will absorb it. So just keeping a little bit speed up to have it flying with flaps.
30 seconds.
So let's just get it down then. Drop the nose and flare at the end. So it was a nice landing, and on 4S it's really fun and agile. So thank you for watching this flight on the E-Flite air tractor.